You may know about the biggest star in the universe, the great UY Scuti. Mankind still search for greater things and they found out various things that can blow up our mind. But what if we found a star bigger than the great UY Scuti? Yes, we have found out one, and it is now the universe's biggest planet that ever found. Today we will discuss with you about the new biggest star found in the universe. Welcome back to Signature's Life, and you're watching Signature's Science. Stephenson 2-18 is a red supergiant located in the constellation Scutum, also catalogued as Stephenson 2-BFK1 and RSGC 2-18. It is the current record holder for the largest star known, with a size 2,150 times that of the Sun. The star is located at a distance of 18,900 light-years from Earth. It is a member of the open cluster Stephenson 2. Stephenson 2-18 is a red supergiant of the spectral type M6. It is one of the largest stars ever discovered, with a radius of 2,150 solar radii. It is also one of the most luminous red supergiants known. With a surface temperature of 3,200 Kelvin, it shines with about 440,000 solar luminosities. If it replaced the Sun in our solar system, it would extend past the orbit of Saturn. The star's size corresponds to a volume about 10 billion times greater than the Sun. The only two stars that come even close to this size are MY Scuti in the constellation Cepheus, with a radius 2,061 times that of the Sun, and WY Velorum in Vela with 2,028 solar radii. Stephenson 2-18 took the title of the largest star known from the previous record holders, the red supergiants UY G64 in the constellation Dorado and UY Scuti in Scutum. UY G64 has an estimated radius between 1,540 and 1,730 solar radii, which is considerably smaller than both ST2-18 and the current runner-up MY Scuti 2061 radii. UY Scuti had an estimated radius of 1,708 solar radii until more accurate measurements of the star's parallax in the Gaia data release 2 yielded a lower distance and therefore lower values for the star's luminosity and radius. The estimated radius of UY Scuti is now only 755 solar radii, which is comparable to that of Antares but smaller than the radii of Betelgeuse, MU Scuti VY Canis Majoris, and HR 5171A. The open cluster Stephenson 2 is one of the most massive open clusters in the Milky Way. It was first noticed by American astronomer Charles Bruce Stephenson, who reported the discovery in June 1990. Stephenson discovered the cluster after a space-tip infrared objective prism survey. The cluster stretches across about 6 feet of the sky and contains a core group of 26 red supergiants, the largest known population in the Milky Way, first identified in a study published in 2007. The estimated age of the cluster is 17 plus or minus 3 million years. In the study, the brightest star in the K-band that lay in the same line of sight as the cluster was given the identifier 1. The study concluded that the star likely had considerable infrared excess and may be an extreme red hypergiant like VY Canis Majoris. Stephenson 2-18 has a radial velocity about 20 km per second, below that of the other cluster stars, which indicates that it is not a foreground giant. It may be a cluster member, and its absurd radial velocity is offset by a thick expanding envelope. The same study stated that the star appeared to be on the verge of shedding its outer layers and evolving blueward into a luminous blue variable or a wolf red star. The cluster RSGC2, otherwise Stephenson 2, and RSGC1 contain about 20% of all the known red supergiants in the Milky Way and are frequent targets for observations studying pre-supernova evolution. Stephenson 2-18 is a member of the open cluster Stephenson 2, which occupies an area of 1.8 feet of the sky, but is not visible to the naked eye. The cluster cannot be detected in visible light at all because it is heavily obscured by dust. But it can be seen in infrared light. It lies in the region of the sky between Alpha and Beta Scuti. Stephenson 2-18 is located in the constellation Scutum, originally known as Scutum Sabationum. Scutum is one of the smallest and faintest constellations in the sky. It is the 84th constellation in size, stretching across only 109 square degrees of the southern sky. It does not contain any stars brighter than magnitude 3. None of its stars make the list of the 300 brightest stars in the sky. Currently, the record for the biggest star in the universe goes to the red supergiant, otherwise the hypergiant, Stephenson 2-18. Until now, we don't know whether there are other stars in the universe those are bigger than the current record holder. And that means universe still stands as a mystery to everyone.